Hello and welcome to my first podcast. I'm your host, Max Schrack, and today you're listening to We Are All Beaten Down. What do I mean by that? Obviously, I don't mean physically beaten down, although it still happens in today's world, but it's rarely happening. So I mean more beaten down in a emotional way. Being pushed down, being talked down badly from colleagues, friends, co-workers, anything. I think that's what all happens to us, and most of the time we beat down ourselves. So if something didn't work the way we anticipated to, or a plan didn't go according, we beat ourselves down for it. You heard in previous episodes that I run a half marathon, and although I set a new personal record, I didn't achieve my targeted time, and obviously I had been beating myself down for that, while I realized it was still a great achievement to set a new personal record. And we all do that. We all beat ourselves down. But I also remember a couple of years ago when I was living still in Dublin, must have been like March, or no, I think it was middle of April 2015, and I was forced out of a job I had literally just started a year ago, so no, less than a year ago. I think it was like 9 months or so, the shortest time I was with a company, and I've been forced out of the company because, in my point of view, I had finished a project and I wasn't necessarily needed to do anything else in that company apart from finishing the project I have been assigned when I started. And I felt a bit played in that sense, and obviously looked outward why it happened to me, and I was very, very down in the first probably few days or so, or first few days I believe. And then I was reaching out to some recruiters back then, and they were inviting me to all those interviews, and I think after like 3 days or so I had 2 offers I had to pick from, and was very exciting was actually to German companies I interviewed with. So one of the interviews was fully in German while living in Dublin, and the other one was, or 2 other ones where one was in German and another one was in English, but also for a German company. So the German company I later worked with as well. And you may know that I have worked for the grocery retailer Lidl. And what was funny, the first interview I had with a automotive parts supplier in Dublin, which was a bit of a different role. So I went from a small business development role, which was kind of exciting to do something different at that point of my career. And it was a great interview, all the standard questions you might know already. And at the end, one of the guys who interviewed me then told a funny story that he never really, when he went shopping to Lidl, because he knew them, and never really knew that other people go there as well, because in Ireland they say like Lidl, and they thought like, what they mean with Lidl, like, is it small, or they shop in a small market, or? And then after a while he kind of realized that it's actually the store they mean. So for me that was interviewing in the evening at the same day with Lidl was kind of a sign for me that that might be the right fit. So I went through the interview process and had my first interview. Later had a second interview, as I remember, in their offices, a bit outside of Dublin. And it was a great interview, connected well, and one of the directors who interviewed me, which later became also my boss in another project, she lived in Stuttgart for, I believe, 1.5 years or so. So I was, I remember that I was asking for her favorite dish while she was living in Stuttgart. So she told me about that sausage salad we have in Germany. So it's literally, we cut sausage in slices and have like onions and stuff. What we eat, it's not really a salad in that sense for majority of people not living in Germany, or especially in that southern area of Germany. So she told us then in the interview that she was receiving that salad, and after like a couple of minutes she was asking the waiter if the salad is actually arriving, and then they laughed at her and said like, well, that's that kind of salad. So she didn't know that, and that was kind of how different cultures can be in different food, and which was very interesting to see. So from that second interview I actually signed a contract and moved on with the company, and worked there several years in several countries, from Ireland, Germany, Serbia to the US, and that was very exciting, and that all just happened from me being pushed out of a job I had. So the place I live right now in Germany is only because I've been pushed out of a job a couple of years back. So if I would have kept my head down, beat myself up over weeks before actually reaching out to a recruiter and move on and make sure that I move into something I appreciate, I look forward to learning, and not beat myself down, look for the reasons why it happened, but get up quickly and move on, I wouldn't be where I am today. And that's in every moment. I'm sure you had heard that we only have to get up once more than we have been beaten down. I would say there's someone has said that whose math skills are not on point, because we all start standing. If we're beaten down once, we get up once, and we stand again. So what we have to do is we have to get up as often as we are beaten down, not more. And if we do so, we keep moving, we keep improving, we keep getting better. We keep getting better, we're going to be more successful, more powerful. So that's what I've learned. But where in life do you see yourself? Beating yourself down for something you may have not done, you wanted to do, you've been caught up to, or where someone else talks you down badly? Well, they shouldn't. Don't let other people talk yourself down. Tell them how you see, hear, feel what they're saying to you. Maybe they don't mean it in the way you can hear it. So tell them what you understood they said, and that will already clear off a lot of misunderstanding, misinterpretation. Well, most people don't really mean it in a negative way. They just haven't communicated clearly enough, because we always try to be vague in so many ways. So give feedback of what you heard, what you understood, what you felt from listening to what they have said to you. And most things will clear off already. And always get up. Don't dwell in that moment. Don't beat yourself down over weeks for something you can't change anymore. It happened in the past. What you can change is making sure you do it better in the present. And that's all we can hope for. That's all we can do. It's all we can influence. We can neither influence the past nor the future, or we can make sure in every present moment we do what we are capable of. We go outside of that comfort zone. We improve and learn constantly. And if we do so, every time we're beaten down, we push out of an opportunity, of a project, a job, or anything you feel being pushed out of, and you look for those opportunities, for the next door to open, you will see them opening everywhere. And that's what we all want. We want those endless opportunities. Be able to do anything at any time. And don't have to worry about what's gonna be tomorrow. If we do, great. And keep doing better every single day. There's nothing we have to worry about. I hope that helps you, that resonates with you. And if you have been through similar situations, I would like to hear from you. If there's anything you want to talk about, or just let that anger go and talk with someone, feel free to reach out to me. All my contact details are in the show notes. And if you would like to also give you 2 cents to that topic, I would like to hop on in an additional episode with me, also feel free to reach out. We can make that happen and give a different opinion, a different viewpoint into similar situations, because I believe we all going through it more times than we wish to, and by openly sharing it, other people will feel less frustrated, anxious and fearful about going through similar situations, because it's just part of our life, like getting up in the morning, going to bed in the evening, drinking, having food. It's all part of our life. So it is to move on when we feel down, being beaten down. So that's it for today from me. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did, and listen to you next week. Until then, I'm your host, Max Rock.